Okay, so I posted a short earlier today about being able to build out my SUV with no money. I'm not putting any money into this other than what I have paid for the vehicle. Everything else that I have put in here is stuff that I had in my house. And I kind of showed some of that stuff earlier today, but I will take you guys in here and let you see. Well, I've gotten everything in here that I feel like I need right now. I still have lots of space in here. I'm gonna do something to cover these, or take those stickers off somehow. I'm not a baseball fan. But I've got like all my cleaning supplies, my kitchen stuff, all of my food is back here. Everything is strapped down. It's not going anywhere. This is just a bunch of like extra stuff. I'm gonna have tools and stuff like that in there. My little fold-up table. These are my clothes and my toiletries. My journals, I kind of pared that down a little bit, but I also have some of my stuff down here underneath, and it kind of like a flat area for me to work with here when I need to cook inside or whatever. There's the bed. I have been working on my window covers to make them a little tighter. I need to go get some more black tape. I'm working on this one right now for putting in the back window back here. Sorry, I'm going really fast and you guys are probably getting dizzy. But my fans, I've got it set up. My little power bank that I have right now, I'm kind of waiting for Prime Days and see if I can find a good deal on another one. I don't really have the money for it right now, but I also need it. I need to be powering like heating pads and stuff like that for wintertime, because it is getting that time. But this is pretty much all of that stuff. I had a couple little like building materials that I took in a box back into my shed, and I have more space. And I didn't even have my journal supplies out there in that stack of stuff that I put on my short earlier. So, yeah. I'm really excited about those window covers. I think they look really good. I've still, like I said, got to finish the back ones. But I think it's going to work. And I'm not going to know until I start just living in it and doing some stuff in here and really figuring out what I need, what I have in here that I don't need, what I need to still bring in here. But it works for me, and I still actually have storage underneath of that bed frame right now. So I got still room in my little holder on my back of my seat to, for stuff I need to grab. I have both of Angel's sweaters here in the side door so that I can make sure she stays nice and warm. Plus I have, multiple blankets. I have socks, underwear, sweats, all that kind of stuff in these pillowcases with Marilyn Monroe on it. The other pillow is actually 2 blankets. I have more blankets down there, so I don't think we're going to have to worry about being cold. I just want to make sure I have the power to make sure we're comfortable. So I know some of you are going to ask, how am I eating? How am I cooking? Well, it's going to be really simple. I've got oatmeal. I've got some pasta. I've got some rice, cup of noodles, until I do have one of those propane butane stoves. I also have, it's back here, this is a solar powered exhaust fan that I bought a long time ago. And I can cook inside. I have that flat surface. I also have this table I can set up, and I could put the stove up on that for sure. But I also have this here is, that sun's wicked right now, but this is one of those lunch boxes that heats things up, so I can get frozen dinners and things like that and just put them in here. And I think that's what I'm going to do, because I do work at a restaurant, so I work at Jimmy John's. I get food almost on a daily basis to eat there, and in between that, you know, I can eat little things. You can go to the dollar store and pick up little things. I can go to the store. But I also have in here, this is one of those electric kettles. And so hot water, I can boil hot water, you know, and I've just taken all of my kitchen stuff is out of my regular kitchen. I can go get salad stuff. I need to be eating a lot better. So, you know, I am going to be urban camping at first, so I'll be living in town, so I probably will shop on almost a daily basis. And also, along with this video, I need to give an update. I have been kind of just processing this and preparing over the last couple of days. I went to a cardiologist appointment that I have been waiting months and months and months and months and months to get to. I had all kinds of problems with these cardiology people a year ago. And then I saw the last cardiologist there in August of last year, and he was like blowing me off, telling me I didn't even need my pacemaker, that I'm not using it, and he thought that they put a pacemaker in somebody that didn't even need one. And I kept telling them that I have felt the same way I did before the pacemaker was put in for over a year and a half. So now it's been like 2 years that I've felt this way. I'm constantly exhausted every day. I'm short of breath. I've been to pulmonologists. I've been trying to figure out what is wrong with me, because the heart doctor said there wasn't anything wrong. Well, I went to the cardiologist on, what day was it? Monday. And they went to go check my device, and it's been dead since December, which was literally just 4 months after I saw that cardiologist that was telling me there was nothing wrong with me and I wasn't using my pacemaker. He's no longer in their services, and that was part of why I had to wait so long to get into another cardiologist. And here's the thing, like, they said they couldn't do the battery change until it was empty. But it's been in there 14 years at this point. It's archaic compared to the way that things are now. I already had a problem with the lead in my heart from the time that it had been put in. And so years ago they were just adjusting settings and stuff like that, but now they don't even have the capability to adjust anything on this one. So that also is why I've been feeling like crap, because my settings can't be adjusted anymore. So the big push for getting this done is because I go in for heart surgery on Tuesday of this next week, and I'm gonna be basically out of it for 2 weeks after that at least. They have to cut this muscle open again right here and take it out. they'll test the leads, and they said that if I don't have to have a lead replaced, then it'll be easy peasy. But I already know, and I told them I already know that one of my leads is faulty. So I'm going to be in there overnight at least. And so, yeah, that's, you know, where I'm at, because I wanted to be in this full time, you know, by beginning of October, and it's the beginning of October. But, you know, it's going to take 2 weeks at minimum, for the recovery on that. I'm not allowed to move my arm past 90 degrees or lift anything over a gallon of milk, because basically they pull that muscle away from your chest and they implant it into a pocket behind that muscle, and then that muscle has to heal again and not shift any of those leads like happened last time. So it's just kind of been heavy on my mind. I'm really happy to be getting it done though. I'm tired of feeling terrible, and I know that I will feel so much better after this is over. I mean, I've already had all the other tests done. Yes, I've always had chronic illnesses and fibromyalgia and stuff, but as far as like sitting down and just passing out in a sitting up position because my heart rate goes too low is like, I've been doing that for a long time, and they weren't doing anything about it. So unfortunately, with our system, I had to wait until it's at dire modes. And the cardiologist that I went to see, he didn't even have anything to do with it. They referred me up to somebody else after that. And if they would have just referred me to that person to begin with, they could have overrid insurance and told insurance that, look, she needs this done. Like, I know there's ways to do that, but these doctors will not do that, and they patronize you and tell you that you don't know your body. And that's been the frustrating part, because I've known my body the entire time. Since I had the pacemaker put in, I am one of those rare people that I feel when my heart goes out of rhythm just before the pacemaker kicks in, and I can feel it start pacing and shocking my heart. Most people can't feel that. I just happen to be one of the few lucky ones. I say that with sarcasm. It's not really lucky. It's very uncomfortable. It can take your breath away. You know, and most people don't go through that, but that's okay, as long as it's making me live and feel better. And I've been wanting to get out and do this van life thing, nomad life thing, and I just am not going to be able to do it in the state of health that I've been in. But also, I didn't want to waste any more time in the state of health that I've been in. So, this video is about being able to do your setup without any money. I didn't spend anything on this other than buying the van, or the SUV, and I spent $78 because I could not get those back seats out by myself. You had to have an impact to get those out, and so I didn't have that capability. Believe me, I tried. So $1,000 and then $78, and I think I spent 20 something dollars on a couple sheets of plywood. Or actually, they're like those little plywood shelves, and I just had them cut down. And so it was really not a lot to make happen what I want to happen, because I'm not wanting to sit there and waste time and die, because it's been on my mind. And it's unfortunate that it's had to be on my mind, because it's something that's been able to be fixed. So thank you for listening, and yeah, we'll get back to you, shortly after I start to recuperate from this surgery. But I'm happy to finally be getting it done. This kind of clears up a lot of the medical that I was worried about before I could go out onto the road and travel full time. So a couple more things I've got to take care of, and then I can hit the road. So yeah, remember, carry less, live more, and trust in your magic. See ya.